we got the old 6.5 here, and let's show you where we're at the moment. Tearing it down pretty good. I still gotta take the valve covers out. As you can see through here, here's your fuel injectors. Right, we're gonna replace those with the ones from QuadStar tonight. All right, so that's the gist of it. We also have the new fuel, the return system from QuadStar as well. We're gonna do that additionally, and that'll be probably a different video though. So let's see if we can see anything better this side. So this is where we're sitting on this. See, everything, glow plugs still connected, which I can always remove those pretty easily if I need to. But we got the returns right there. We're probably going to delete the steel pipe because I'm going to use the QuadStar return system instead. So going around to the back of the Suburban, let's see what we're working with. And until the light kind of goes away, I can get a flashlight down there. It's going to be hard to actually film in the engine bay. But, so this is the return kit from QuadStar. You got to have it. Even if you're not actually pulling your injectors, this might be a good idea to have this if you're pulling valve covers or anything going down that far. While it's right in front of you, you might as well do it. But these are the Marines. As you can see here, genuine Bosch 571-2 and a bunch of numbers, other numbers, 973, yeah. But these are going in, and we are going to use our official QuadStar tuning injector socket to get these out. I don't think you need to buy this. However, if you have the money and you have the space to put it, I mean, having the right tools sometimes saves you a lot of time. Alright, so I just got all these hard hoses off. Actually, not too hard. They haven't been there. They're definitely not the original ones. However, these little guys are a true pain to get off. Just plan to, if you're going to reuse this style clip, just plan to get new ones, because look at these. Some of these just broke by being pushed in. So this is the method I used. I went through here and went snip right down the middle of each one, and then I used this right here, and I went down there and grabbed it until it wiggled it just above the lip, and then I just grabbed the whole hose and yanked. It is the hardest part is getting those little clips off. I feel like I haven't done this side yet. That's going to be even more difficult. I'll probably have to lay over the motor. But now at least I have enough space to get my socket on there and get my QuadStar socket on there. Let's see. Obviously, if the turbo is on, this would be quite difficult. There we go. So, alright guys, grab your breaker bar and your socket and break them all loose. So they're about hand tight, and then you can just wiggle them out, or with a smaller bar, ratchet or something. I noticed on this side all four were significantly tighter than on this side. I'm gonna take a guess is because the turbo is right here. More heat over the years kept the threads a little cleaner, a little looser. That's my guess. But all four of these were noticeably tighter. I think the torque spec like 50 foot-pounds, so the only way they'd be that much difference that I noted would be the extra heat on the one side. But I'll be putting some anti-seize on the threads and when these go back in. But let me get these last two out. Alright, thanks to my handy socket, I got all these 8 injectors out. I will be sending these back as cores, as they are Bosch's. So that's good. We're going to put these in right now. Just to get them seated, since they do have caps on them. I'm just going to leave them in there. This is the install gasket. Got to cut each one of these to 6 to 7 inches. And I'm actually going to be installing the billet return from Quadstar as well. So I will what's it called? Be moving my main return line from the front of the motor to the back. Alright, check it out. 4 brand new injectors in the truck. I still gotta torque them 50 foot-pounds, and then after that I'm gonna pull the valve covers for this particular day, reseal those because they're clearly leaking really bad, and then also this front return line is gonna be deleted because the back one's now gonna be the new return. And then but yeah, once it's torqued, the injectors themselves are in and in their final resting spot. Alright guys, so I have 7 torqued. So I got 7 in there right now torqued. And I was doing this last one thinking it was smooth sailing. And then I get to this one, and honestly Quadstar should not have rebuilt this one. This one should have just been tossed in the garbage. You see the surface right here compared to mine that I'm sending back, you know, non-rusty. This one's so corroded and had, like, that's got to be rust issues. Had so much rust on it compared to the body on mine that the socket won't even grab to torque it. So this is the actual socket from Quadstar to fit on this one, and it won't even grab to torque it. It's so rusted out. So before you start putting them in, I guess just take a look at your surfaces, because that might have to get replaced. I might try to just wrangle it in with this guy. It is the easiest one to change if I ever need to do it in the future, that right front one, but it definitely is not torqueable with nothing to bite. See how every surface is just pitted metal, so those are rusty. This one was a rebuild from a Rust Belt truck, whereas this is how they should look with no rust at all. So these grab. Let's see if I can get a good video. See that? How it's tight. I mean, it's not crazy tight because it's just, but it's enough to get 50 foot-pounds. And then check out this one. Look at that. First of all, it's so little it slides all the way in there by itself. But see how much play there is already without me even using real force on it. So when I used a wrench on it, just a little guy like this, it just started slipping right away before I even torqued it. So like I said, I'm gonna give it one shot and see if I can get it with this guy, get it snug enough where I'll run it. If not, I'll have to swap it out. Guys, this is how she's sitting right now. I've got the new injectors in. I pulled the valve covers off, painted them, got them torqued, you know, crossing my fingers, nothing leaks. I still got plenty of stuff to do. I need to find new hoses for here. I need to find good sized connectors for this, and to get all my heater core stuff before I get that together. I got to redo this ground wire still, and ideally, if I can, before I put everything back on, I can undo this guy right here and replace that main ground strap. There's 2 back there. I'd replace both those while it's all apart. But before we put the turbo and everything back on, in the center part, the injection pump and the lines, we got to do return lines. Okay, so this is the main return line that kind of runs something like this. Maybe it was this way. Nope, it was, I forgot. I know I had to cut it to get it out because it wasn't coming out nicely. But anyway, this obviously can get rusty over time, which mine was getting some rust, and this is a North Carolina, now Georgia vehicle, and it still has some rust on it. So at this point you probably should get a new one, or at least have it blasted and repainted. But I'm gonna throw this away because I won't be needing it again. We've got this Quadstar Tuning return line kit, and what it's gonna do is, instead of making the return line go from here up to the line that went through up here and return to the pump all like right kind of together, it's gonna go up the back and run a hose to the front. All right, and then this center block is just kind of gonna hang out right in the middle. I'm gonna have this main fuel filter housing relocated, so that's gonna be out the way, so I should have plenty of space to have that done. So really what I'm going to show on camera anyway right now is I'm going to put the end caps before. Let's find an end cap in this kit. So this kit comes with it should come with 2 end caps. There they are. Here's one of them, and these are going to go on the very front, and with the clamp on it, with the provided clamp. And before, the clamp was in the rear because the return hose went around across the front. But we're going to switch that up. And before we get that set up, because I still have to delete this main return line. As you see, there's one right here. Hold on, let me see if I can reach it. Yeah, here it is. There's another hard line right here. I have to disconnect it from the back and pull this out, and then I'll reconnect that junction block to where this main hard line connects. And that'll be the new return system for this vehicle. Now, what I still need to do is make my connections about 6 to 7 inches, and that's actually came in a different kit. This kit right here is only for kind of redoing that one line, replacing those hard lines. So here's the return line kit right here. I guess technically I have a couple extra stuff now. So I need to cut this down into 6 to 7 inch spots, and this one does not. It is push lock, so this does not have what's it called? There's no clamps on these. The only one you're going to have clamps on is going to be the end ones right here, these little bitty clamps. So it looks like I got a backup set of end clamps for next time I do this. If I ever need to take them off again, I got a set already. So let's get this cut up and put it on the truck. You get your one cut, you'll need 6 total, and then just make sure they're all even. Easiest way, line them up next to each other and cut right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I got my 6, 3 per side. Remember, one's going to be capped. Then you got one, it's going to look like this. And then your return. On mine, the return's going to be on this side. If you're stock still, return's going to be on this side, right? And then 2 capped. Or if you got the Quadstar set up, 2 capped back here. So I like how they give you, looks like 2 for sure, maybe 3 spares. So keep this in your spare hoses in case one of these goes bad in the future. You can make another one. But these are just push lock, pretty simple. That means they're also pretty simple to get off. Sometimes pulling off these original ones with all these clips was actually pretty difficult. Alright, I'm gonna try to see. The light's getting low, so it might be kind of hard to see. These GoPros aren't the best in low light. Let me see if you can get that. Alright, so you cap off the front one. Cap off the front one if you're not stock. If you're stock, remember there's going to be a line coming right here, and you'll just route your hose right up over here. There'll be the metal line. Same thing on this side. This one, I've got the cap on it right there, and I got to get those 3 on. I could have put my shields on already, like the brackets with the studs, but I wanted to get these hoses done first, because I think anything with small parts, once you do them, It's just easier when there's no space. When there is space, just push that down. Alright, there's one. And run it over to your other one. I use 7 inches, and that looks like it's going to be pretty good fit. Yeah. Alright, so those are both on there. Perfect. 7-inch loop. Alright. See, now this one, the question is, do I do good down or up? Probably gonna go up, actually. Keep it away from that exhaust pipe, the manifold, just in case this particular one decides to lay down in the future. This one won't be as much of a concern being on the bottom because it's going over here. Yeah, I got one way in the corner. Alright, so this is pretty easy, significantly easier to do this style than it is with the clamps. Hopefully these hold pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so good. The injector return lines are on. We'll go to the next clip once I get this sorted. But that's probably gonna be another night. It's getting a little dark. But yeah, just do this for the other side. Super quick, super easy. Got a little less space to work on that side. That's why I'm filming this side. But your end cap, your 3 lines, and you're good to go. The fuel filter manager out of the way. I just showing you all this line right here. Basically, I need to cut this one. This is really hard to do with one hand. You see this fuel line, if you're replacing your main engine harness that you see Leroy and Quadstar sell, it's this one right here. It goes from this main body harness to the front, all the connectors. And honestly, I wish I had a couple more dollars right now. I'd get one and just do it and be done. Make sure that's good. But that's not in the cards at the moment. But as you can see back here, can you see that? That's your supply line, which I just cut to the FFM. So mine's all loose because when I had the transmission out, I purposely left it out of this bracket. Can you see there's a bracket right there? That the return goes through. I'm not sure if you can see that. But I purposely left it out so I can slide the entire hard line out, because I'm going to replumb it from the lift pump forward with a aftermarket PTFE line, and it's going to come up, you know, straight up from down there somewhere, straight to my lift pump or my fuel relocation spot. It's probably going to be on that firewall, so I'm just going to have it run right up there. And that way, to do that, I was like, I don't want to leave this line just sitting here, so I'll just remove it entirely. Now, most of y'all ain't going to be needing to worry about that. Just pointing that out. That's why it might seem out of place if you're very familiar with these trucks and watching this. So, but I do need to get my scissors out here, or I don't have them with me. Right, dang it. I need to go grab them. And then where this hose connects, right there, I need to cut that. And then at the other side, undo that clamp right there, if you can see it. You can see it wiggle. You see it move, there it is. And maybe that's better. You can see it move. That one I need to undo at the bottom and route the new hose from the Quadstar return line kit to that one. And what I'm going to have to do, remember, I'm going to have it run straight forward to around here. We're going to set the block junction, or that main junction block, and that's going to run the 2 to the side, to each side for the return to the injector, and then one big one underneath the manifold, or maybe over the manifold. I don't know. I might put the manifold on before I actually connect those hoses to see what I like. Return line is out. So now I have both parts, the crossover part and the main part that runs down this side, and see that hose, the connection right there? That's where we're gonna put the new one. And remember, the feed line on this truck, the other one you might see back there, can you see it? You see the other line. The other one I'm going to remove entirely, so I might even just leave it there and cut it. But I don't need that one at all, so that one's useless to me. But the return line I still will need, since I'm going to keep that original hard line. Now you can't just... Alright, so let's... The kit does provide you with a new hose, so you can just toss this whole thing. And one thing I like is cleaning up the underside of a truck, and I think the more hard stuff's out of the way, just easier everything will be in the future if it needs to get replaced. Alright, so let's see. Looks like there's two here. The biggest one looks like it's going to be this hose, right? And so I gotta put threading in on every one of these. It comes with a little bit of Teflon tape, and then tighten them down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reconnect this one to the return line, put the little clamp on it, and probably just let it sit right there. Actually, I might put the front of this on too. I might put the front one on as well. Let that sit. I'm not going to connect anything until I put the intake manifold on, as I just want to see how everything sits, which is the best way to route it. So I definitely, even though I could connect the returns right now, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is kind of just save these. Alright, let's get some Teflon tape around each one. Bam. Just like this. I'm gonna get it in. I used anti-seize on the injectors, in case anyone was wondering. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Alright, so I'll give that a nice snug. Same for this side. Okay, so I got Teflon tape on all four. I'm actually going to connect all of these right back here now. And we are going to, let's see, hopefully... If I do this one, is that going to be long enough? Probably. I've got... So the kit, if you get this kit alone, it comes with just this hose on the left and you cut it in half. I had this one that was left over from the Quadstar return line set up when I got the injectors. So I have a little bit extra, so I just put them both on and I'll cut them to length once I decide where they're exactly going. But I have these two clamped on because I'm going to let everything just kind of sit in the valley until I get my manifold on, and then I'll kind of, with only the back end connected, I'll have some wiggle room on where to maneuver it. And like I said, this one goes up to the front to the pump, and this one goes to the return. So I'll get this at least in place with the return. One thing to note though is the length of this right here. I could cut it shorter, which if I was going to do that, I'll take off this front side right here and you know, chop it. But for right now, how I'm going to set it, I'm just going to set it in there. I could always go above the manifold, potentially just rest it, but that might not look so great. So it'll probably go underneath the manifold. I've never seen anyone else do this yet online, at least make a video or pictures of it actually on a motor. So I might do some experimenting once I get this. I'm almost positive this is going to be too long. This is going to be probably I'm thinking somewhere around here. It's probably all it's going to need to stay underneath the manifold. But I can always just snip, pull this, undo this, slide it back in, and then reclamp it in the future. So, but I'm going to leave it like this on the motor for right now, since as you can see, look at my vehicle. I've got quite a few other things still to put on this car. Project for sure. Alright guys, here it is. Alright, so we got it onto the return. I've got my, to the injector is going to go down here, and I'll cut to length. I'm pretty sure I've got it sitting right where the old FFM was. It is super lightweight thanks to being aluminum. The hoses alone are going to hold up the weight, especially once I get this front one, you know, kind of like that. It's going to go up and over the manifold. At least this is what I'm thinking right now, just so I have no kinks. And then I'll cut these to length. These are probably one of the last things I do is cut these to fit perfect. Just because sometimes having the ability to move stuff's nice. Alright, well next up, another video. Gotta repair some of these grounds. But that's the gist of injectors and return lines from QuadStar. Obviously, start to finish, hard to, I can't really give you a good estimate on how long that's going to take you, since I'm doing it with most of the stuff already off. But you can at least see what we're working with and now what you need to do to get free. So thanks for watching this video, and QuadStar return and QuadStar marine injectors and the QuadStar return line kit. So subscribe if you want to see more. Alright, and here's the old 96 Suburban that we're getting fixed up here. Here's my return. I've got it underneath, and it goes up and over and under and over to the other one.